Hello, and thanks for watching. I'm Rachel Kirkland with WashingtonExec, and we're continuing our Veterans Day series with Duncan Greene. Duncan is a former Marine who is now president of Akima's Mission Systems Engineering and Technology Group. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hi, Rachel. Thanks so much for highlighting such an important topic and giving me the opportunity to speak with you today.
My pleasure. Tell us about your personal connection to the veteran community.
Sure. I began my career in the Marine Corps, where I spent 5 years in the uniform as a recon Marine, where I had the opportunity to see the world from a Marine's perspective and eyes, and I had some life-changing and memorable experiences. After serving in the first Gulf War, I transitioned out of the military and spent a few years at a national level intel agency before making the big move to the private sector. But I could tell you, I vividly remember the day that I left the Marine Corps, driving north out of Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, and wondering what was I going to do next in my life and how was my transition going to work. So that's really why working for Akima has been so rewarding for me, because over 30% of our workforce is comprised of veterans. We value the skills, the leadership, and the talent that brings to our company and also to our customers.
What are some of the ways that Akima recognizes and works with the veteran community throughout the year?
Yeah, Occam is constantly working with the veteran community, but this year in particular, we are kind of pleased about two new initiatives or awards that we got. One, we were just recently named the American Legion's Employer of the Year. Now, this honor recognizes us as a company for veteran recruitment and for military to civilian transition efforts, which is an important focus of the company. But secondly, Occam was recently also recognized by this and recognized as a certified veteran employer by the Virginia Department of Veteran Services. And this program recognizes companies that go above and beyond for employees that are veterans, talking about training and career opportunities. So it's not only important about attracting individuals and veterans to your company, but also giving them the tools and the training to retain them and help them to grow professionally.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations on those recognitions.
Thank you.
Would you like to share some of your ongoing work that Akima does to support the VA or the veteran community as a whole?
Sure. We support numerous programs and organizations that give back to the veteran community. One great example is we're the primary sponsor of the Wave Warrior Surf Camp, which is a unique program out of Virginia Beach where veterans come in and their families, and we teach them how to surf. And so it's a great event. It's been growing year over year in popularity. And this year we had over 70 Akima employees, many of them veterans, who participated. And what I will tell you, it's a great joy to watch and observe. And I think the veterans and their families got a lot out of this. But I will tell you, the employees of the company also get a lot out of this. And so it's really a terrific event. And I would encourage folks to sponsor that event and to participate that in the future. But we also support many military nights recognition programs at sporting events. And so some of those examples are in the DC area with the Washington Capitals or the Nationals. But we also, because of our presence in Huntsville, Alabama, work with areas and organizations like the Rocket City Trash Pandas. Now, they're a minor league baseball team with a funny name, but it's a great event. It's a great community, and it really pulls our veteran community together. But aside working for some of the community events, Akima also works hard to give our Guard and Reserve employees flexibility to continue their service while they're with the company. And just recently, one of our subsidiaries was honored with the Employer Support of the Guard and Reserve, the Pro Patriot Award, for outstanding service to the Defense Department. And I'll tell you, I'm particularly proud about this one because it was one of my teams out of Guam that was rewarded for this. And so, and this is a great example of where, you know, individuals in the military are working on a particular government location and site, and one day they're in uniform, and the next day they transition over to the civilian workforce. And so the change is big for them, but the work location and the type of work they're doing is the same. And so it's a great stepping stone in their career. Then we give them the opportunity to introduce them to the civilian world, introduce them to Akima or other companies, right? And then they can grow professionally from there. And we get them the training, the education, and the opportunity not only to move from Guam, but to take other opportunities throughout the company. So,
Duncan, I want to go back to your personal connection. Can you share how your perspective as a veteran impacts how you do your work today?
Sure. Many of the leadership lessons that I learned in the Marine Corps carry with me today, and they translate really well into the GovCon industry workspace. And for me, there's a real sense of satisfaction and personal pride that comes from knowing that segments of my team, either directly or indirectly, support the brave men and women of our armed forces.
And we know that in GovCon, so many companies are built around employees who are military veterans, Akima being one of them. Considering that, can you talk more broadly about why it's important to continue to recognize veterans and support them and their families all year round?
Sure, thank you. You know, the commitment to this continues beyond the annual observance of Veterans Day, that's for sure. I mean, as an example, just this week, I had a Marine Corps Master Sergeant E9 reach out to me on LinkedIn. I didn't know him, never met him before, but he used the Marine to Marine connection to relay that he was interested in the position that we had in South Carolina. I immediately grabbed his information, sent it to the recruiter, to the ops team, making that connection. So sometimes it's the little things, right? Just those connections. But serving our country extends beyond wearing the uniform. I'm proud of the time that I spent in the Marine Corps. I'm fortunate that I work for a company like Akima that shares my interest and passion for helping veterans and their families.
Duncan, thank you again for coming on and sharing some about your history and what Akima is doing as well.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate for having me on today.